සුවඳ පාන වගේ ඔබේ රුව දිලිසිලා මට නිතරම පෙනෙනවා මැවිලා මාලා ඇවිත් මගේ කනට ඔයාලන් වෙලා යන්නකෝ ආදරේ කියලා මාලා මම ඔබ ගැනම හිතාලා අහසේ රන් මාලිගා තනාලා.
Okay, this is the second instalment of our curry home away from home. Now I've got Granny and assistant Lizanne again, and what we're going to do is show you how to make beef curry. Now this curry will be like other curries that we make. Okay, we're going to start with beef curry. Oh no, shit, we've got to start again. Okay. We didn't do the ingredient. Okay. Ayvon. Go on, Bashan. Okay. Now this is the second instalment of our home away from home curries. Today we're going to get Granny to show you how to make beef curry, and we're going to make the curry using the roasted curry powder that we made in the previous instalment. So here we go. Now Granny, we're going to make this beef curry using two types of beef. Can you explain to us the difference in beef and why you use this beef?
Grainy beef, it has a lot of texture and it takes a while to cook, but it gives the best flavour for curries. Another good cut is chuck steak, exactly the same. You've got to be careful if you're concerned about weight and cholesterol. You've got to make sure you take the fat off, otherwise bugger it and leave it.
The good thing about these cuts is they do have a bit of fat on them, but that gives it a bit of flavour. With this one, I think this cuts from the neck, it's chuck from the neck, and you don't want to cut too much fat off, but as you can see it's sort of marbled in around the meat, which gives the flavour. This is from the neck. Now this is the gravy beef. As you can see, it's a different muscle texture. It's probably from around the upper limb, and it hasn't got as much fat, but it has a little bit of marbling. But both cuts they're very tough. So with a bit of tender love in cooking, they turn out to be very tasty and very, very tender. So I'll give you back to Granny to give further instruction on how we cut this meat up.
You cut it into little cubes, and then if you really like to, you can marinate it with the pepper and the salt and the curry powders. Otherwise you can just cook it straight away.
So how do you cut this up, Granny?
With a knife.
Not a spoon?
No.
Okay, could you show us what sizes and what shapes?
Oh, dearie me.
You might need to piece it.
Huh?
Piece it with a knife?
Which knife would you like to use? Yeah, do you need to wash it?
Another knife there.
You need to wash it.
You need to wash it.
How many cooks?
There's a knife there. That one's better.
Granny's going to show us how to cut this beef up, taking off the major fat.
Now, if I was cooking for Papa, I would take all the fat off, and all this off. But normally, you just can cut it up as it is, which I'm just going to do. Cubes about that size, or slightly bigger, it could be. Keep going that way, watching your fingers.
If you cut a bit of finger off, it adds a bit of flavour to it. No harm.
There, you see, as I'm going along, my pieces are getting a little bit bigger.
What do you finish, Shane?
You want me to cut a bit of the other one to show her what that's like?
Yeah.
Now that's the gravy beef. I'll show you the chuck steak. Close quarters are here. As you see, this has got a little bit more fat in it. The fat gives a nice flavour, doesn't it?
Yes. You don't really want to use a cut like waste a cut like Scotch fillet.
Yeah, and
or-
besides, they don't taste nice.
No.
But you've got to cook slowly. The slow cooking gives it a nice flavour.
Even the rump steak, or a rump steak, I mean, the fat's on the outside, there's not much marbling on it, and you'd rather use rump steak for grilling or for frying, but you won't get as good a curry if you use rump steak.
Also, buko is good.
Oh yes, also buko is excellent. That's similar to the gravy beef, but you've actually got the bone and the
Bone in
marrow.
the middle, and the marrow gives a lovely taste.
And that's very tough, and the cooking, with about an hour and a half cooking, you get a very tender curry. Also another good cut is oxtail, but if you don't like sucking bones, don't worry about that. But the bone and the fat gives it a nice flavour.
That should be good for
Yeah. Okay, we're back to the beef curry. Now, Granny's just chopping up some onions
garlic.
and garlic. I want to get this fresh. I'm just going to do a close up of how she chops an onion. Just in case you've never seen it in your entire life. Now, Granny's got a unique way of chopping an onion, so it's very fine. So it's worth seeing.
Taking a long time to peel it though.
That's part of the process. So this is a brown onion, in case you didn't notice, but this is what this is the type of onion that we use in the curries commonly.
Yeah.
Not sure what we have in Bristol, but something that looks like this would be sufficient. You can use slice it. A nice sharp a nice sharp knife. And cross cut. Can you see how finally this is getting cut? Precision cutting. Holding the knife as carefully as possible. So that's the consistency of the onion.
Yeah.
Okay, now we've got 1 kilogram of beef, the chopped up gravy beef and chop steak. 1 kilogram. Now for that we're going to, Granny's cutting up
I think one onion would do. Yeah.
1 onion for a kilo of beef. So you can see how finely that's being chopped up.
Actually, an onion might be too much.
Yeah, so we got 1 onion there for a kilo of beef.
Just a smallish. Now,
Small onion.
Where's the garlic?
Okay,
I'm
now.
just telling you, if they're large cloves of garlic.
Okay, now we've got the onion cut up, and now we're going to do some garlic. How much of garlic do we use, Granny?
If they're small, for that quantity, about 4 small ones. But they're huge whopping garlic, so 1.5 might be enough.
These are steroid garlics, was that? The steroid garlics. So these ones are quite large. So about one of these, Granny?
Do you think that'll do?
Yeah.
Should be enough, eh? They're huge. But normally I put about 3 or 4 small ones.
Granny's prepared these spices. We've got a tablespoon and a half of this. No, sorry, yeah, 2 tablespoons and a half of roasted curry powder. About a tablespoon of curry leaves.
Or just about 8 curry leaves today.
A teaspoon of chili powder. A teaspoon of turmeric. About half a teaspoon of fenugreek seeds. So we've just put these in the plate and we're going to add that a bit later. So the first thing to do is to get the onions and put them in a nice heavy pot like this.
the oil. Turn the heat on. I'll put it up here for the moment. You just heat up the oil first, and then you go here.
I don't know.
No, you don't need the other.
No.
Correct.
Okay, we
That
start.
might be a bit too much. After that, maybe, but now that we put it
Yeah. So that's the onion granny preheated the bessemer pan with oil and just frying the onion.
Heavy base pan is good, better. You can use any saucepan, but a heavy base pan is good. Yeah? And now we put the curry leaves and the fenugreek. Pierre, you know what we forgot? Ginger, there's a bottle of ginger. The three very important things: ginger, garlic and onion. Yeah, about half a teaspoon of ginger.
So you just cook this until it's...
Yeah, until it gets sort of translucent like that. As Kurita says. Then you put the meat.
So a big heavy pan like this is good for slow cooking?
Yes. And you brown the meat, you know? You just lightly brown.
Now, do you use this method for any sort of curry, like chicken or beef?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, pork.
Yes.
So,
This is a basic curry. Chicken, there are different condiments you can use, but I use this for chicken as well. As it's getting brown, you put some pepper. Pepper and salt. Dusting of pepper and salt.
so about how much salt is there? Oh, I think you just show it on your hand.
That's half a teaspoon. Maybe a teaspoon of salt. That's mostly to taste. A teaspoonful, you might need to add a bit later. That's half a teaspoon, by the way. So 2 halves,
A teaspoon of salt.
a teaspoon of salt for this quantity of meat. Then you add the curry powder,
So this,
the curry powder,
yep. Curry
the
powder
chili, and the turmeric. Or you can put the whole thing
for
at
the
once.
final three. No mustard seeds or anything? Not necessary.
Not necessarily not mustard, the whole grain mustard. You can put a teaspoon of whole grain mustard. That really gives a flavour. If it's available, if you have it. Not essential, but it gives a nice flavour. I don't have whole grain mustard at the moment, so.
So this is what it looks like at the start. You just mix all the curry around.
Then you put
This is brown vinegar.
Brown malt. I use malt vinegar. You can use say about 2 tablespoons. 2 to 3 tablespoons or 2.5 tablespoons.
2.5, yep.
Yeah. And then just for fun I put in a dollop of tomato sauce.
Tomato sauce.
Just for fun.
But that gives a nice
flavor. But the best thing for acid, even if you don't have vinegar, is this tamarind. You mix a teaspoon of tamarind in hot water and you pour that in. That is a good. Even if you don't have the vinegar, you can use the tamarind by itself. I just put a little tamarind for flavor.
So you can add about a teaspoon of that paste by itself?
I mix it with a bit of hot water. Not essential if you can't get tamarind. Don't break your heart.
With Granny's curlers.
These things are so my additions.
So about how much water did you use there, Granny?
Oh, this is just about half a cup of water. But
Hot
now
water.
then you've got to, otherwise the tamarind won't. But I mean, that's not essential. I'm just putting it because I've got it.
Now the tomato sauce actually gives it a
Flavour,
slightly
yeah.
sweet flavour,
Yeah.
and it rounds off the bitterness.
Yeah. Of the vinegar. There we go.
So that's you're going to give a good stir. That's how it looks like at the start. You can see the how much liquid it's got there. Now the meat will release a fair bit of liquid.
Yeah, by
So-
itself. And you can put it right down low because you're going to low cooking and cover it. And you've got to keep watching it every 10 or 15 minutes, and if the water goes down, and keep adding water. And towards the end, you put half a cup of either coconut milk or cow milk, plain milk. Coconut milk adds a nice flavour for the final.
But a bit high on the calories.
Yeah.
So we start.
Actually, in Ceylon, they add the light coconut milk at this stage, a little bit of light coconut milk. You can add it at this stage, a light coconut milk, and then once it's cooked, add a little bit more and thicken the gravy.
So we started off at high, and when we got everything mixed down, we put it down to low, or just below low, so about 20-30% of the heat, to just get a simmer. So that's, again, a close
You
up.
have to watch carefully. If the water goes down, it will get burnt. You've got to keep adding water.
So how long are we going to leave this on there for?
Oh, what, half an hour, depends. If it's really low, I can leave it for nearly an hour and a half.
So we're better off leaving it really low, a little bit.
Just under 2.
Just under 2.
Depends on how quickly you want it to cook.
Okay. So we just leave it for about half an hour,
And
an
put
hour.
the timer on because that reminds you to put the water. You won't burn down the flat then. You've got to put the timer on. Then you remember to add the water and it doesn't get burnt and you don't burn down the flat.
So that's every 10 minutes.
10-15 minutes if it's on low like that.
Give it a stir.
Give it a stir. Yeah. And at the end, you can, I never do this, but you taste the gravy to see how much, if there's enough salt and acid. And my grand-aunt used to put a teeny bit of sugar into it.
So you do this every time you taste it?
No, I don't. I never taste. I don't ever do it, but good cooks taste.
So you're not a good cook?
Basic, very basic.
Okay, so we'll leave this to cook and we'll see what the outcome is a bit later.
Yeah.
Now this is the finished curry. Been on there about an hour. This gravy's thickened up.
Daruwa Nagala